Good morning. Welcome to Sunday morning coffee. Is there an echo? Echo. With me, Annie from Bad Squiddo Games. Slightly different background today, as I'm at the office. This is the office kitchen. Fancy little plants here. If you've not come here before, this is every Sunday, 10 o'clock, live. You have my face while we talk about stuff that's happened in Bad Squiddo, stuff that I just want to talk about, because why not? What will be coming up? There's usually some sneak peeks too, so there may be. So, good morning. Hello. Thank you for coming along, fellow squidders. I don't have the fancy lights. I ditched the fancy lights last week, but when I look back, the quality wasn't as cool. So they will be back, but I just didn't want to hift them all on the tram. So to get the tram to work. So I have all these notes I've made. What's going on? I've also got my habit of looking at the gate. So we have a big shared office building and a big yard and stuff. So I have today's mug of the day is a cheesy toxic positivity mug. But what the heck? I'm in the positive today, so it's one of the mighty free mugs at work. So I've got to treat you to different mugs, I'm aware of this. Although the milk's a bit odd, and I realised I'd run out of coffee and I wanted the emergency coffee, which is just bad. So I've stolen some of Neely Cat's hot chocolate to put in there too. So I don't know. I'm going to show you and just pour it on the keyboard. You can't quite see, but yeah. So yes. Thank you for your thumbs up. I've got you well trained. Oh yes, the maritime gubbins are out. I'm having a severe USB port lack going on. So I actually haven't got my cool mouse plugged in. So I'm all trying to get, I've only got 3 ports. So I've got the camera speaker. And I've managed to break my keyboard. So I've now got a wireless keyboard, which is pretty cool actually. And I should have got one before. But it would be nice if my keyboard works. I don't know why. Digital people. The spacebar stopped working, and then slowly all the other keys stopped working. And now some of them work. And I blame Louis, my caster, because he made me spit my coffee out once recently when I was chatting to him on the phone. And I think the coffee has somehow killed it. So what's been going on? Oh no, I'm in the future wireless. I've got this baby as well. This is my mouse, but there's just not enough ports. I've got an adapter at home. It's just like, by the time I get my laptop set up with all the stuff, it's not a laptop anymore. It's just like, I might as well just get a desktop. So what's been going on? I've got some metals to show you. I've got my film thingy. Oh no, it's the keyboard on the laptop that's not working. I've got all these metals. You can hear them jangling. Ooh. Oh yes, I am a trackball mouse person. We're of the snobbish kind when I bought it. So stay still and you just go, wee. And one of the reviews when I bought it said, what was it? Aside from all the handiness, you get the air of superiority whenever people can't use it, which is kind of my favourite thing about it. But I can't plug it in, so because I got no many parts. So anyway, on to Bad Squiddo stuff. I am weirdly distracted by the gate. So what have we got? What has happened? Oh yeah, vertical. So vertical mouse is also good. Yeah, I've got the trackball for my bad hands, so it's cool. And the superiority is also there. So what have we got? I've got lots of random stuff to squeeze in. So I might start with the future for once. So next week, what's happening next week? It is UK Games Expo, but it's not. It kind of is. I'll move this speaker mic as well. So it would have been the moved along UK Game Expo next weekend. Just get yourself comfy here. But obviously it's not. So now the chat's distracting. I see you, Ratty Rex. Yeah, so it would have been UK Game Expo next weekend, but it's not, as there is the pandemic. So it's an online show, which I've done a little bit of, and I've not been that infused by, because it seems like it's okay and it's a bit better than nothing. I never feel like there's much I can really offer other than free shipping, and I try and limit how much I do that, because obviously, you know, I can't do it all the time. I don't want to get in that thing where people wait for free shipping, because then they don't buy stuff otherwise. So it's been a bit like, it's nice that people are trying to organise them, but yeah. But UK Game Expo seems a bit different, so I'm quite interested in how this all works, because they've obviously, a lot of the small war game shows, is, you know, they're very good at organising a show, but they haven't really much experience with that sort of tech side of it. Whereas the UK Game Expo people, it's a lot more trendy. I think it's that whole, because it's more in the RPG board game sort of world. So they're just kind of better at it, and they've got loads more funds. So they've set up this digital show. So this is where I totally spilled my coffee over both keyboards. So it's a digital show, but it seems to be very, very exciting, actually. I've got my office neighbour's coming in, so I'm going to have to explain to him in a moment what's going on. And you need to come in. Bless him, he's going to be making a cup of tea in a minute. Going, what is this? So it's an online show, and you can make it. I think I need to have a proper look into it. That's part of next week's tasks. I think you can click on the stand, and then there can just be a little camera with me there going, hello, welcome to my stand, as if it was a real one. And you can schedule events in, and ad hoc events as well, so people that are doing demos. So I need to figure out some cool stuff to do. So I want to give it a go, actually, and see, because it does seem quite interesting with a bit more sort of structure. And apparently the events all come up sort of as you're coming up to it. So if you've got a 4:00 event, then all the events will be sort of listed, so you won't get lost within the bigger boys sort of thing. So if anyone that's sort of worked with Bad Squiddo in any sort of way, good morning, it's Martin. It's okay, it's a live stream, but it's an informal one. So you're all right to make your tea. So yeah, anyone, if you've had any tenuous links to Bad Squiddo, if you would be interested in doing anything with me, send me a message, because I want to get a few events, because I can't remember if it's Friday to Sunday or if it's Thursday to Sunday. Again, need to look into that. But definitely the Friday to Sunday, I'll try and get at least one thing every day. So maybe if you're a painter or a sculptor and watching this, or a caster, anything, any tenuous link, please. And have all the equipment if you want to do something. I thought about doing a paint along, something like that. It's got to be not too crazy to organise, or too high tech for my non-techiness. But yeah, so I'm going to try and schedule some interesting stuff. I need to look in again I think anybody can watch. I don't think you need a digital ticket or anything, but you might. I don't know. But it's definitely interesting, so I'm very intrigued to find out how that's going to be going. So I think I've got some vague plans with Angeli, Geek Girl Bookworm, to do some stuff too. So I'll cross that off my little list. So keep tuned. I'll be putting some information up about it once I figure out a bit more. Do you want to say hello?
Sorry?
Do you want to say hello to the people? There's a whole 35 of them. This is Martin, who runs ADP events.
Good morning.
He's come in working on a Sunday as well.
Never stop.
Where is he? So yeah, keep tuned for the Game Expo stuff, because I don't know exactly what there's going to be, but it should be something cool. Just got to figure out how all the tech works for it. And it's actually quite a relief that there's no trade shows and currently no Kickstarters on, because that's a lot less stress. What other cool stuff? We have some new metals that have arrived. So, again, trying to show them and them not go out of focus. So, do that. Nope, it's not going to work. Never works. Come on. No. It's so frustrating that it's better on the phone. But if you look on the Facebook page early in the week, I did a bit of a show, I think. Yeah, I did. I showed you around a load of the metals, probably. So we've got these big horse boys. They were sculpted about 4 years ago by Phil Hines, and we've just never got around to releasing them. We had them out in resin, and it just wasn't so great. It was a few reasons. The resin one just didn't work. But I lost the greens and then I refound them. So we've had a go putting them into metal. If you remember me talking or posting about removing the puddle bases, because they were quite chunky and they would have, especially in metal, put the price up quite a bit. Gary says, hello, Martin.
Hello, Gary.
So trying them out in metal, my de-puddle basing has worked very well. Yes, you could. So it was on these two. So they are, I can't remember their names anymore. You might remember their names. Oh, there we are. There's one of them. Benny's currently painting one as a My Little Pony, which I'm excited to see. It's Tom and something. There you go. What's the other pony called? I can't remember. But yeah, I'm quite chuffed with that. So this is all my handiwork. Small bit of sculpting. We've got our massive lion. Here it wasn't Bill. This is the massive lion that will be coming out as well. They're currently being production cast, which is wild. And I've already, because they were put into resin originally, it means that I got them painted up by Andrew Taylor at the time. So I've just got to dig out those photos or just take some fresh ones because these are all painted. Tom and I can't remember his name. He doesn't have a name yet. He's currently the Lion King. Yeah, we have these. Good morning, Bazooka. Look at these blurry things. We've got those. Again, you never see the core full of it on this because just can't get the zoom working. But it does mean that you can have a look afterwards when I take some photos. Part of me isn't sure if I have shown these off. So that's the World War II civilian lady with those hellish children gas masks. There's no particular reason for it. I just thought it looks cool. So it's just going to be on a pack by itself because I just think it's really cool. So that's coming. I don't think I have actually shown anyone. Nick from North Star came in earlier in the week and I showed him. Maybe it was him. I imagine that Aslan is a protected name when used with a lion. I might just call him some cool big boy lion name. I just like giving all the big animals names. It makes them more fun. Like Norbert, it's not just Pack Pony, it's Norb. It looks cool. It is a reason behind a lot of our minis. We have the Vera Lynns, which I'm really happy about. Oh yeah, I haven't shown you them. So there she is there. That's her performing. Oh, come on, we nearly had it there. Woo! So there's Vera doing her thing. So bizarre. Oh, you can see it from afar. There you go. That's all nice there. But I can't wait. I'm going to get John to paint that up. And it's going to be lovely. Poor John. He's got so much to do. I think I've already shipped them to him. I think that's what my email was waiting there. And this is her in the Tropical Burma uniform. The Ensa uniform, of course. I remember I did show them, but only the greens. Oh, why does it do that? Oh, yeah. It's like, hey, we've got it in focus, so we'll just unfocus again. And I've put her with the Adelaide Hall, and it's the kind of the duet that never was, but would have been very exciting. Patsuka, I'm going to make a handheld stand so you two can show minis and it actually stays focused. That would be so cool. But then we wouldn't have the joy of going, yeah, these virulins are amazing. If you could ever see them. Oh, Aslan Cavalry. And what else we got? This is Jade, who I assume will be watching on catch up, on the catch up later. So here she is, again in her victory roar position. And she's. I tried something before, but then it meant that I couldn't see what was happening. So that's the dude that she's trampling on. There's even a lovely little boot spot on his back that Alan sculpted. Very thoughtful. So she's, again, you can see the vague. That's cool. Oh yeah, Aslan, the name wouldn't be a copyright, but Aslan as a lion, I'd be pretty sure. Pretty sure is. So we've got those. Oh, we've also got the Danuta Danielson. So these are all cast. And they're coming to me next week, I believe, with a big old restock. But I don't think, although I've jinxed it, I don't think I'm going to release them yet till they're painted. No pressure, John. Because I did want to release those with the PDF as well, with the Lardy's PDF. So I need to chase up Rich, because I emailed him, but I didn't do the traditional message to check the email arrived. Isn't Narnia not public domain? I don't know. Some of those things, they get a bit complicated when they have films, don't they? So I tried trying to find out if, like lots of Dracula type stuff, whether that's public domain. But it's really hard to find out, weirdly. Like, could I just make well, I've got a Dracula figure, I think that's okay. But some of the characters, I think, I wasn't sure. So like Van Helsing and stuff. Because there's a film, so do they now own the rights, or is it? Screw that. I'm going to find a cool. Can't quite like Clarence, but I'm going to find a cool line name for him. Pete and Tom, that's who they are. I don't know which is which. One is Pete and one is Tom. Yeah, copyright best avoided if possible. Oh yes. So there we have some awesome metals. So I believe I'll be releasing the animals next week, and then this little World War II release it'll be a little while. Alan is sculpting the last few bits for it, which are the what's it? Brain has gone. The American war photographers, not just photographers, war correspondents. Yeah, we've got 3 of those that are in. I think they're about sculpted now, so they'll be coming out. Yeah, it's not coming out. So they will be sculpted. I think Alan said about Monday. I have the pictures coming. So that's the last 3 for that micro release. So it'll be the 3 American war correspondents, which I'm so excited to see. It'll be those, the 2 virulins, gas mask lady. I was going to do some other bits as a mini home front release, but I think that rather than delaying it, that's a nice little batch. Quite like that. And obviously we've got Danuta, who doesn't quite fit into any of our stuff at the moment, but she's just cool, and she can very easily. She's got quite generic, timeless clothing on there, so she could fit into everywhere. So I think I'm just going to put her in the modern section, but I might whack her in the World War II section as well, because yeah, just whacking stuff. Look how mean she is. She can just whack. Be whacking a lion. What a mean lady. What do we get in these comments? Yeah, all that copyright stuff is just when it's complicated when I do even just female minis, trying to find out, because sometimes estates have copywritten stuff. So I know Frida Kahlo's estate is really aggressive, because I wanted to do a mini of her, and I'm like, ugh. And I kind of get it. Like, she's a massive communist, and then people are using her image and her quotes to make money, and it just seems a bit like, oh. But I just wanted to represent her in my cool lady stuff. But yeah, it's trolling for that. Sometimes if it gets to a whole point of like, this is a lot of trolling, it's like, you know what, I won't bother. I'll do something else. It's not worth the trolling. Yeah, woman with handbag would be good for went the day well as well. If I could name mine, I'd call him Marty. Got to explain to him after, poor guy. Personally, I think the lion looks like a James. Ooh, I can see that. Definitely see that. James the lion. It's strange that all my animals seem to be men. Dracula Universal Monster, as played by Bela Lugosi, is copywritten, but based on the book, it's public domain. Yeah, all that sort of stuff. My Dracula's awesome. If you've never seen our Dracula miniature, you should check it out. It's sculpted by Gary Morley, and he's in this cool, like, it's really cool. I had all the greens from Bristol arrived this week, and was it this week? I don't even know. Might have been last week. The witches set, the picnic set, the gardening set, and the dead animal set. So I did an unboxing. So if you scroll down the Facebook, then you will see that unboxing, which is pretty cool. They've gone straight to the caster. I think I said I already booked in their slot, so they've gone straight to the caster. Getting them put together. Poor painters can't keep up. I've had some lovely, lovely stuff in from Dreadquill and Painting Nights, so thank you both of you if you're watching. We've got Painting Nights has been doing the treasure, and I think I showed you one of them before, but she sent me the whole lot. I think they arrive tomorrow in person, so I might do a little tour on the Facebook or something then, because they're really cool. They're so good. And she's done the treasure chests as well, and they just look really, really good. And what's Dreadquill, poor guy, has been on just doing a million things. He's just finished the pigeons and the pigeon baskets, and I'm so happy with those. Just like, the stuff that I've researched, it always makes me more happy when I've seen it together, because I'm like, yeah, I pieced that, made it, even though I didn't sculpt it or paint it. I've done all the stuff to make sure that it is correct. Yes. And what's he on now? So he is painting the Dwarf Forge now, which should be very, very good. And Painting Nights has got, what did I give her? She's got some of the undead type stuff, the skeleton-y things I've sent her. Did I send her the harbour? I don't think I did yet. I've still got the harbour and cannons. I'm like, I don't know who to send them to, because they're all so good. I try not to give people too many bits at once, painters, because then they go, oh, there's so much stuff. It becomes a thing. So like, little bits. John's done some really nice stuff too. So I need to send him a list of how to paint all of this latest bits and bobs. It's exciting. What have I missed inside there? Just Draculas. Just Draculas. Just a whole Dracula combat game. Yeah, I like the sound of that. All the Draculas. Yeah, we've got some dudes in the vampire range. So if you've not had a proper look, the Dracula and the male vampire hunters, some of my favourite figures. I just love them. North Star have been stocking them as well, so they fit really well with the Dracula's America and with the, what was it, Curse of Dead Man's Hand. So yeah, you should check them out because they're just really good. They're all Gary Morley as well. They're just really classical, chunky figures, and I love them so much. I've got some more dudes on the way as well. I've got Shane's still working on the fantasy stuff. We've got Daniel on the Geisha, but he's considering doing some men, which is interesting. Those two sculptors are two that kind of do their own thing. I put them in a bit of a direction, but they're very, very strong, independent men that kind of, if they get a cool idea, they just go with it. And I go, cool, so 10 of these, is it? Okay, Cool. But they're always very good. Whereas other sculptors like not Ristel actually, he's a bit of that too. Alan, for example, everything's very specific and we really stick to it's all Annie led. Whereas sometimes some of the other sculptors, they could just kind of go, I really liked this Honor Geisha, so I made 4 more friends for her. Like, I was only going to do 1, but pack of 5 it is. So I've got some surprises coming, I believe. There's 2 new, in fact, I will show you. There's 2 new Honor Geisha that in masks that are coming. Let me just find those for you. Oh yeah, this lady. Let me just check. Okay, so I go through my telephone. There's a few cool bits. Let me just save those. The helmet's not finished on that one. It looks funny. I've commissioned some witches to go with the witch set as well, so I'm hoping that, depending on his speed, we could release the 2 at the same time. That'd be neat. Some witches in that's a bit like with the Dracula, they're doing the whole. I wanted they're both traditional witch hats, and I wanted one in that sort of like, yeah, I'm going to eat children. And then I wanted quite a friendly, portly, sort of older lady. And then I realised that I was sort of thinking about, Nanny Ogg type stuff. And I was like, oh, I don't want to get into that. And then I thought, well, that's a stereotype, isn't it? That sort of big and jolly thing. So I'm always trying to smash this down. So she can be mean too, actually. Both of them can be mean. So they're both mean like that. David Tomlinson. Morning, you liked my comment on the Joey Berry's post, as did Joey. It was Berry Norman overload. I hope you've recovered from that. I thought, when I liked it, I thought, oh, he's going to be excited. It's all too much. Joey's awesome. I keep in touch with her, even though she's mostly quiet on the wargame front. She works for Creative Assembly and does loads of cool stuff. So that's ace. Although I can see she's been getting some Lizardmen out. Right, I'll show you these. Yeah, my phone is just guinea pigs and memes and bad attempts at selfies. Let's have a look. So, the cat. The cat's finished too. I'll show you the cat first. So the cat with he had a belt to be sorted and a weapon. It's been done. And I realised, so this cat sculpt, I'll show you him now. Again, you won't get the best. Get an idea of him. So this cat, he was up for sale in a Sculpts for sale sort of group. It's a black market for sculpts. And yeah, I just thought, yeah, I need that. I'm going to take that. So I got chatting to the sculptor and he sent it. So my kitty is on the way with this hammer option and a sword option. So he hack and he whack. And then the sculptor sent me his portfolio and I was like, you're the guy I was trying to find. He contacted me really early on. Black market sculpts. Really early on in Bad Squiddo, he contacted me and I was like, yeah, I'm going to add you to my list. And then I actually didn't, as when anyone says add to a list, it doesn't really happen. And I've been thinking about him about a month ago, thinking, oh, what was that guy's name? Because I really liked his stuff. And it's him. How cool is that? I'm going to find out his name because that's very rubbish of me because I still forgot his name. So the sculptor for that is, where are you? Where are you? Of course it's not going to load. Dude McDude. Nah, it's not loading, so it won't have you watching me scroll on my phone. That would be rubbish. Nah. So this is interesting. I'm not quite sure. This is one of my sculptors doing a random thing. So I'm guessing this is to go with the Gaia. Pretty cool. Need to expand the world of the Gaia to so he Shane just kind of sculpts the Ghost of Gaia stuff, and as he sculpts it I just expand their universe to accommodate what sort of stuff he's come up with. He wants to do some mounted ones as well. She looks pretty cool as an invading faction. when he does the stuff that he's just doing for sort of for fun, like it's always amazing, but it always seems extra good. So that's cool. We've got this one. Part of me with the masked Onabugaisha now, I'm like, shall I call them Onabugaisha? Should they just be samurai you can use for any gender? I'm not sure yet. Because I don't want people to be put off going, but it's a woman. Like, well, it's entirely masked, so it can be whatever you want. So this is one of them. The hat is not finished. That's the base for the hat. So it isn't just like a little blob. I like you can see the beautiful outside there. Woo. So there it is. Woo. It's got a cool, I don't know what that is. What's that? A little whippy thing. Got some little side angles. Whee. And then we got this one I love. This is going to paint up so well. It's got all the hair stuff. But the feudal Japan range is the one I shamefully don't know as much about. Obviously, like World War II, I do so much research. But because this is one that's quite heavily sculptor-led, it tends to do the things, and then I have to find out what they are. There's the back of her. That was just so cool. I love that. They are some damned awesome, and there's a lot more coming, so we've got a whole range of these. So I'm going to wait and see what happens. I've got 2 unreleased Onabugaisha from the same sort of like, just sculpting away at it. Sculpting away. So when I get one sort of random sculpt from a sculptor, I tend to get it mastercast if there's space, and then let it wait till it's got some friends. So there's 2 of them now, and I know I've got those 2, and then I think I might have another like 8 coming. I'm not sure. So once I've got all the sculpts, then I'll figure out how they go into some packs and stuff like that. So if you sometimes wonder that there's no consistency with what troop types or any sort of planning has gone into these, it's because there isn't. So just go, these are cool, let's release these, I like them. I did shamefully have to ask Andy at Footsore once for what something was. So, hello, I know you're really, 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 really into this, but I've made these and I don't actually know what that equipment is. Can you help me? Sorry. He helped me. It's very nice. I need to get one of those mugs with the offensive stuff at the bottom, don't I? Those are cool. Sell. So we'll see. I don't know what else he's doing with that. So there's a lot. Sculptors doing mysterious things. I've got a very good idea for Ristol, which I need to get all my sketches done maybe this weekend for his next thing. It's going to be a secret, but I showed you one of them on Twitter. So it was that little ghost with the feet popping out. So it's along those lines. I've got to do some more terrible sketches for him though, so that'd be fun. What else is on my list? There's lots this week. I haven't even got to my personal rambles yet. Anthony Beaver, yes. Nick from North Star came to collect some more stuff. Just another little reminder, North Star, our distributor. If you want to stock Bad Squidder games, you should talk to Nick, or Mark, or Dean, or whoever is currently assigned that. Yeah, contact them, and then they sort it. It's amazing. They just come get all the stuff to them, and then they spread it all over the world. So Nick came to collect some stuff, and normally comes in, has a cup of tea and a chat, which is nice. Although no tea at the moment. Go on. So came in and we were talking about World War II, talking about my horror of watching Come and See a few weeks ago. And he mentioned Anthony Beaver. And so I know a lot about specific parts of World War II, but my general World War II knowledge is still a bit rubbish. It's getting way better on the Eastern Front because that's what I'm researching a lot of. But I think if you followed me for a while, I said before that I came to it quite late and I kind of had no interest until I started making those Soviet figures and did a bit of research and then went, it's all just suddenly like clicked. And I think it was reading about women's experiences just made it somehow like more relatable and open it all up. stop reading the comments again. Daniel, message me all of those things and I'll send them to the sculptor and give him some ideas. Totally forgot where I was. I'm also enjoying it. Seems quite sharp. This is quite sharp footage. I like that. It's because I've got a window there. Anthony Beaver, yes. So he mentioned Anthony Beaver. So I'm trying to do some more in my spare time, trying to generally just improve my World War II knowledge, partly for this, but largely just because I'm really interested. And it does help sort of set the scene for all these bits and bobs that I'm doing. So yeah, he mentioned Anthony Beaver. So I looked him up online, saw that there were lots of good reviews. And then on Twitter, there were people going, yes! So I bought Stalingrad, Fall of Berlin, and his general World War II book. And I'm quite excited about that, because I've been wanting the entirety of World War II in a very easy readable format for a while, and they've either been too complex or too basic. So this seems like it's quite a good one. It's quite a tome. I have been warned that the Stalingrad and Berlin books are not a laugh a minute, but for some reason, all I read is miserable stuff, so I'm used to it. So I'll give you my thoughts on the Anthony Beaver stuff. I know some people have said, there's like, yeah, I know. I never take anything as 100%, factual, whatever, but it's still interesting, and you still read across different authors, and that's what I do with my research. So it's okay. New metals, new painting, newsletter. I said last week I'd do a newsletter, and I didn't because I'm a liar. I'm a horrific lying monster. I'm not sure why I didn't actually, but I started one. So I'm going to do that today, and I will do it today. I think I might do it next, because I've got the new harbour stuff. I haven't really advertised, I just put it on the website. I think I put it on Twitter. I went, oh yeah, by the way, because it's been a very busy week, so I haven't had a chance. But I will get that finished today. And I've put some stuff. I have put the new Sarissa. It's not new, but it's new for us. New Sarissa stuff in the shop. There's a new Sarissa section, and it's in the new in store as well. But I've been saying for a while, I finally put it up on the website. So it's just a few bits and bobs. So they're smaller kits, most of them under a tenner. Ones that you can fit with the home front minis. So it's a nice little accompaniment if you want to buy. I've chosen them to fit with the model. So one of them's like a bike shed. Ooh, I wonder if that will fit with the brutal bikes. And some checkpoints. I kind of want someone to do Nancy Wake sort of flirting her way through a checkpoint. I love her. And yeah, just bits like that. So I've got a guard tower that can help with some of the, the ATS. That's my, what's the word? Binocular impression. Yes, so. Oh no, just going to have me take a minute or day or so holding a ball. That was like me have to come and see. Pretty much anybody that I'm seeing at the moment, I'll say, have you seen Come and See? And most of them will go, oh no, you watched that, did you? Oh no. Or they say, no, what's that? And then afterwards go, I don't think I'll watch that. So yes, start of the week sucked. I got into my rubbish Annie's Food roller coaster. And then Wednesday was very good. I had a very, very good day on Wednesday. Some of my family came up, and I've not seen them since about March. So that was ace. So I took the day off, and we went around the place. And if they're watching, thank you. It was a wicked day. So my mum, one of my brothers, his wife, and their child, my niece, they are all ace. They all came up for the day, and it was ace. It was really, really good to see them and just chill about. So we saw some deer at Wollerton Park, had some food, all did the social distancing stuff. But because it's a few bits of public transport for me to get to them, but they've got a car, so they came up in the car. So it was all very, very good. And we also, on their own request, went to Warhammer World. Even though it's just the shop open, but there's still display cabinets in there. And two of them were going, and I think they've already bought some stuff online. So it's like, yes, got some converts. So my brother Michael is into Necrons now. What have I got there? What's going on there? Oh, thank you, David. You're like my own little admin. Make sure to like the video. Gary Guy, time lag is getting bad, so I'll watch you later tonight. Bye, Gary. Sorry about that. There's not much left anyway. I've got all sorts to get on with. So, yeah, that's gone to there, that's gone to there. I've got this major task that I've been working on, and it should be finished next week. Well, technically it's finished tomorrow. So that's why I'm in the office today, catching up from the Wednesday off. But also just getting, trying to get that done in time. I will get it done in time because I'm a winner. And then I'm kind of, a huge amount of stuff that's been on my shoulders will have gone. And that's really nice. And that lack of trade show and lack of Kickstarter is like actually quite nice. Just to get moving on. Oh yeah, I've put recovery from move on my notes. And it's a bit of a strange one. So I moved to Nottingham 2.5 years ago. So it's quite some time ago now. But it was still a bit of a landmark in terms of a thing that requires recovery. Not just a move, because obviously a move's disruptive, but it's not. It did coincide with sort of everything else going on, going wrong. So that first year I kind of lost when I was here, because it obviously was not good. I think everything in my life changed very drastically and very suddenly. And it was a real struggle. And I genuinely, on the move, after that move that year, I had no idea if I was even going to continue with Bad Squiddo, but I was still like, try and see what happens. But yeah, it all went ace. And I'm still here, and it's bigger and better than ever. And we're in the best position as Bad Squiddo I've ever been in, which is really, really nice. And considering that there's a worldwide pandemic and stuff, to still be doing okay. Obviously, it's not been easy, and there's been loads of the whole struggles with that. But on the whole, we're still doing well, which is ace. But it does feel like it's been that recovery from that move. And I think that was the time we kind of got pretty big as well. So having to grow and catch up with a lot of bits and bobs when it was just me. And so I did have a very deep depression after the move as well. And to get all that caught up, so I think that the first year was almost felt like nothing. And then maybe the second year was just about getting there. Maybe this year is the year that it really will all be settled. And then we can, so that's really cool. And I'm really starting to feel like it's getting there. And I feel a lot more stable because I still sometimes go, I don't know how I can run this company in a good way, not in a depressing way. But like, how am I somehow doing all this stuff whilst managing all of this stuff? And just generally like being me. But I do, so that's really ace. And I occasionally go, hey, I'm pretty cool, so I can do all of that. And I'm really proud of Squiddo. And I think the last few days, it's just been making me really happy. Just been like, I love this, and you're ace. And that's what I want to do. I've done quite a lot of thinking at the end, sort of near the end of the week too. So I had a very busy Thursday and Friday ploughing on with this task. Saturday I was going to, but I had a life sort yesterday. I cooked loads of good food and stuff like that. Cleared some things. I had a lot of musing. And I've been working through this since I moved, really. But it's that personal trying to find out how you work. And I'm always battling between how I work, how other people think I should work. So I do feel ace when I just work lots. And Bad Squiddo isn't just a job. That's my entire passion and what I want to do. So when I do a lot of work, but it's really productive work, I get really like, yes, this is so cool. And when people go, you need to take time off, I can't really have more than one day off at a time, because then I just slink into my brain. But then the sort of general culture of the world or whatever sort of goes, you need some more time off. So I'm like, okay, I'll take time off, and then it goes bad. So I'm trying to figure out what flow works for me. And I think it is sort of like one day off a week, or one day chilled work at home or something like that. And to just kind of work with myself, see what I like and do my things. And if I work more than it people say you should work, but I'm enjoying it, then I think that's still okay because it's not a job that I wake up and go, oh no. It's ace. It's a lot of hard work. I've worked so hard and so long, but I enjoy it, and that's what I want to do. If I had to do that and it was to build someone else's world up, then that might suck. But this is the Wicked World. I think what we're doing with Bad Squiddo is really positive. I've seen lots of sort of positive little spreading out, maybe a bit of influence around there, which is very nice. And that's what I want to do. So it's more than just selling minis, making minis. It is selling really cool minis, but with that sort of general overall purpose, making this hobby way cooler. Bring in the cool. Go there. Stephen says, you have been and wonderful. You make me smile at times when I'm solo after having to walk away from my job, so keep it up. Oh, thank you. I hope you are feeling better than you were. Thank you for talking about UK Game Expo. I'll check that out, Mr. Cons in Sweden. Yeah, I'll find the information. I'll put a post up about it. I'll probably do a newsletter today and then spam another newsletter on Thursday or something about the expo just to remind people. So I'll find out what all the info of that. I've just got to finish this mega task first. Daniel, I adore your work, your passion, your products, your pigs, and that you are a real swell human. Thank you. So I'm in a very good mood today. This is good. I feel like I'm at a very good turning point, although I do say that and then I go, and I'm miserable again. Everything's all right. No, I've got some real cool plans working. I'm really excited that the people that we work with are all ace. So the sculptors are amazing. And I was thinking about this last week that I don't have any stress about them. I never think, oh, I hope the sculpt's good, because I know it's going to be amazing. And that's just like, and I go, oh, here we go. I get the message that says, such and such has sent a photo. And I'm like, ah! And it's always the best. It's always the best. It's been a few times where it's been like, we've lost in translation that I wanted that arm there or something. And they go, no worries, we'll fix it. And then the casters, I send them sometimes the worst stuff ever to cast. And again, I know that they're gonna make some amazing stuff out of it. And if there is a problem, then they'll fix it. It's just no stress. And same with the painters. There's never, and I've had in the past these sort of issues. And now to know that everything in that, and that's the main core of the business, basically, the making of the models, design of the models, making the models, that's just taken care of because my people are ace and are the best. Not the best ever, but the best. I love working with them. And I know when people say, "Oh, who would you work with if you could?" There's obviously like some of the really expensive people I'd love to get a whole load of stuff from. But genuinely, I do have the sculptors that I love, and if I could work with them forever, that'd be the best. Oh yes, do remember to smash that like button. It does make a big difference. Yeah, if you could just give me a little thumb up. If you haven't subscribed, you should do that too. War Games needs more Annies. Could it take it though? Thank you for the lovely words. David says, thought I'd sign up to newsletter, but I never got one. Have you sent any recently? I haven't for a couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks, so you might have. I'm going to put a link. I'm going to put it in the show notes afterwards as well, once I've got the mouse, but I'll just send you a quick link in the thing now, so you can get signed up or check that you signed up. There's the list. Copy paste, just putting that in the chat. But yeah, I'll put it on the bottom for you. There it is. So yeah, trying to get more people on the newsletter because obviously the changing social media algorithms and all that are always fun. If you've got they can't affect the mailing list, so at least it can get into your inbox without having to be chosen or block keywords. So like Facebook hates it if I mention YouTube, so trying to promote this on Facebook is just like anything else before I go and get on with my boring stuff? Yes, the Sarissa stuff's in, new greens are in, more plans. Oh yeah, those new releases. Working on some more videos with Andy2D6, so that's exciting too. Just trying to get, because it does feel like the last 2 years or so, it's just been this constant like doing without really being able to stop, because it's constantly catch up, do that, and just really busy, which again is great. It's better than It's way better than not being busy. But now a lot of these sort of panic backgrounds, the sort of things where I'm in bed lying and thinking, oh no, oh no, oh no. Now they're actually leaving and I get a bit more space to breathe. I can work on some much cooler stuff. So that's really good. So there's all sorts of new things I can just think in at a casual, think, right, we're going to start introducing this and making plans rather than just like, interviews. I was on Behold Her podcast, which you should check out. If you put that into Google, I think it's episode 11, Kickstarting Femmes or something, which is really cool. And it's only half an hour of me, but then there's 2.5 hours of some other ladies that are also very interesting. And Lyra, who does the podcast, is ace. So if you like that, you should check out the rest. That was a very good one. Oh yeah, I called it Tube this morning. I have been having some creative ways of saying YouTube. I will be on. I've lined a few up and forgot already. So I'll be on some, and then you'll find out. So I think I've got some up and coming anyway. So I'm trying to get on some more of that sort of stuff. So that's good. And yeah, getting the groove. Yes, definitely found the groove. And of course, the now traditional end to the show. Saturday night, bad film night. We watched Hell Comes to Frogtown. I think it was my favourite so far of our bad films. It has Rowdy Roddy Piper in it. I think quite a lot of people have seen this one. Although suspiciously, it's like it's got a lot of similarities with Fury Road, and it's quite a long time before that. Interesting. Yeah, it's gross but funny. Gloriously awful. Yes, Roddy Piper. He has to fertilise a bunch of women that are being held captive by some frog people. It's generally the list of it. And the dance of the free snakes. That was very funny though. I had also fun watching that. Annie, hey Epona, do you think the cancellation of various shows due to the pandemic has made your life more relaxed? Yeah, definitely. It's like there's less on the horizon that's always sort of there going, right, there's this. So even though there's online things, not having to sort that. And I think that I do find them really exhausting, even the smaller shows, because it still takes up quite a lot of time and just lugging stuff about and even just being happy for a day. Like a whole day at show, because it's like smiling, chatting to people, being full on, then it can kind of leave a bit of it's that whole up down, so it can leave a bit of a sad afterwards. So it's a bit disruptive. And I am secretly, or not so secretly, happy that there's no more shows for the rest of the year. Follow me. And it is definitely making me reconsider next year. But I always say that, and I go to loads of shows. Less wobbly now. Kickstarters are ace, and I love them, and I love doing them. But I'm enjoying this break because I have been a bit Kickstarter intense, and that's always that sort of. It's the whole deadlines. I think it's like that's got to be there. That's got to be there. And with my feelings on Kickstarter at the moment, don't worry, I'll finish soon. So my feelings are basically that the world is, I think we're already in a recession. I feel like we're going to end up in a depression. People aren't going to have as much money going on. I don't know how much they're going to want to put huge chunks of money into stuff that might not arrive, for 6 months. And I know mine are quite a fast turnaround, but I think with Brexit coming up and stuff like that, I would put a longer date on it just in case. And obviously there's Brexit coming up too. What? So that would be a stress. And I like the idea of doing these little releases. So like next week we've got these little horse boys coming out and Mr. James the Lion. And then, a couple of weeks I've got the little home front batch, and I think that's nice, like just to do some little bits. And I've said for the last while now that I love Kickstarters. I've been in such this like trying to get everything level and stable, and that would be nice once I'm feeling way more relaxed and ready to then be able to do another one next year, and that'd be cool. And who knows what I'll do? And so still might do a little fancy one, maybe end of the year, maybe. But again, I might probably just say I'm out. The biggest not issue I have with them at the moment is that it's a lot of energy goes into one part of the range, and now the range is so big, I really do feel like some of them get a little bit neglected. Don't neglect them, but it just really focuses on one thing, and that's why I'm doing like a bit of release all over the place. So yeah, a bit Shield Maiden, bit the Honor of Geisha, bit of fantasy. Is there some Amazons? There's even some Amazons, more animals, more Dracula stuff, more Ghost of Gaia. So just to like keep the ranges all quite fluid, just fresh, some more stuff in there for you, keeping them all going, rather than, you know, that chunk of stuff's cool but hasn't had a new release for 2 years or whatever. So all that sort of stuff. So there's lots going on in the background, and I'm really chuffed that there's people we're working with that just make everything really nice, and you lot make everything really nice. And I just wanted to accentuate that because I know I moan a bit sometimes on here, and it is hard. I do a lot of work and do get a lot of bad people that like to be the worst, but I will take that because most of you are ace, and it's just part of the ride, isn't it? So I'm going to go do some work, go and explain to Martin what this is. Probably come in thought, I'll come in and work on a Sunday, no one will be about, and then goes, oh no, Annie's in the kitchen with a camera. So we've got a shared, it's like shared facilities, and then all of the all of the different offices. So there's me, him, and Needy Cat Games. But it's been quite quiet lately. So I'm in the kitchen because I thought Annie would be in. But I didn't stop him getting his tea, so that's okay. Right, thank you all for coming. This is Ace, gone for an hour. But yeah, thank you. Everyone's cool. You're all cool. And let's make some wicked stuff, shall we? All the cool things. Yes, don't forget to thumb up the video if you have not already. And then, that was the like. Do the like, the subscribe, and then ring the bell. That's all the things you should do. And you should also check out, if you haven't, I'm sure most of you already are in there, but there's the Baggy's Cave Facebook group, the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, go do all that. Bye!